Hey y'all, and welcome to another live with me. So we are continuing the skincare and story time series today, and I'm going to tell you guys about me and Tyler's first camping trip, which is a funny story. And honestly, I've been missing Tyler all day, and I've been like sad girl vibes. So I just took a shower, but I didn't do my hair because it was like a 2-time shower kind of day. So I'm going to do a little bit of hair care, wait for people to join, and we'll get into the story time. Hey y'all. Hello. Shout out to Preppy Live. So we are continuing with skincare and story time tonight, or this afternoon. And I'm just doing some hair care to let people join. And tonight we're going to be talking about me and Tyler's first camping trip together, which was really funny. So I'm going to tell you guys the story time of that. So I'll wait for people to join. I'll give it like another 30 seconds and get into it. I'm spraying my hair with Kristen S. leave-in conditioner. I love this stuff. I'm definitely going to be buying this again. Callie, yes, I do remember you. Hi. Yes, purple moment, period. Purple for Tyler. I'm going to put a little bit of Pacifica's scalp oil on. This is their rosemary and mint. And this makes my hair grow. People have commented, IRL or online, your hair is growing. And I'm like, yo. They're like, I'm like, yep, scalp oil. But, so you put this on your scalp and then you just itch it in, or scratch it in to your scalp. It's best to do this at night so that it can really get in there. Shout out to Glittery Arts. And yes, I love Kristen S, period. So I scratch that in. Okay. Start on some skincare. So let's get into this story time because this one's gonna be funny. So basically, Tyler was totally an outdoors person. And I knew that when I met him. He was an Eagle Scout. He did Boy Scouts his whole life and then went all the way to Eagle Scout. And yes, Callie, where's eggs yolk? That's so true, yup. I'm starting out with the Ordinary's Lash and Brow Serum, by the way. So Tyler was super outdoorsy. And, I'm outdoorsy because, I have a horse and, I'm a horse girl. So I was like, all right. It was probably, I think it was Memorial Day of the first year of our marriage. And we decided to go camping together. And Tyler was like, I'm going to teach you, how I do it. And hi, Peachy Chai. And I was like, okay, because, I thought, I don't know, in my head, when I think of camping, I think of a campsite. I think of at least a campsite, with an outlet and a place for your tent and a fire pit, at least that, right? So we decided to go camping, and I'm pretty much just following his lead because he wanted to show me, what he knew, and he wanted to show me his ways of doing outdoorsy stuff. So I was like, okay, babe, go ahead and show me, let's do it. So we got a tent, and it was a 4-person tent, so it was huge. And Callie, I'm so glad to hear that, by the way. Yay! You guys are both on here. Yay. I love that. So Tyler wanted to show me his ways and the Eagle Scout stuff that he learned and probably trying to impress me, which is so cute. And I was like, all right, let's do it. So we came through with a 4-person tent. And we were in Virginia. And if y'all have not been to Virginia, it's buggy, especially in the summer, it's buggy. So the next thing I'm gonna put on is Good Molecules Daily Brightening Serum. So we go and I'm like, all right, so you pick the site or whatever, I'm just gonna be passenger princess, basically. And he was like, okay. So we go to this place called Chickahominy. and it was like a park, like a big park. And basically, yes, Peachy Chai, I will try native. Basically, we went to this park and like, it was huge. Like it was like a preserve / park, right? So we show up and I'm like, all right, so what's the plan? What are we gonna do? And he was like, oh, we're gonna just pick out a site. I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, well, we're gonna make our own. We're gonna make our own campsite. I was like, oh, okay. Mind you, y'all, I'm not like, I have a phobia of spiders. Like, I don't do bugs. I'm not really a camper. So I was like in love with him, obviously. So I was like, okay. And we show up and we have the tent, and literally like we go to like pick out the site. The next thing I'm putting on is Kiehl's Clearly Corrective Dark Spot Solution. So we drive up and it's just like woods. And he's like, yeah, this is good. And I'm like, you want me to just pull the car over like right here? Like, and what? We just walk into the woods and just go from there? And he was like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay. I was so out of my comfort zone. I was like, okay. So we walk into the woods and we're just walking with all the stuff. And I'm like, okay, so you're going to pick out a site or whatever. And he was like, I don't know if I already put this on or not, but if not, I just put on a double dose. And he was like, yeah, I'm going to pick out the site. So we start walking, and then eventually like there's like a clearing with like a tree. And he's like, okay, this will be good for the site, for our tent and all that. And I was like, okay, cool. Y'all, I look down. Okay, so this serum is Kiehl's Clearly Corrective Dark Spot Solution. Y'all, I look down and I'm from the East Coast. Right now I'm in, I'm on West Coast. So literally like East Coast, there's a lot of bugs, especially like the more south you go, more bugs and creepy crawlers you're going to see. So I look down and on my shoe, like I'm going to be like, ugh, during this whole story, but like I look down and like there's just wolf spiders like everywhere on the ground. Like it's wolf spider like breeding season or something, and mama just hatched all her babies. Like disgusting. Like ugh. I'm gonna give a trigger warning right now. Like if you don't like spiders, stop the live stream. Bye, Callie. Have a great night. And no, Peachy Chai, I have not been to Morro Bay, but I will keep that noted in my brain. So there's spiders everywhere, and I'm just like, and I'm freaking out. And Tyler's like trying to keep his cool because he knows that I was like freaking out already. And he's like trying to set up the tent, and there's spiders everywhere, like all over the ground. And I'm just like freaking out. And then I pull up like my legging a little bit, and there's like a tick on my leg, and I start freaking out. And I'm like, there's a tick on me. I'm like ready to start crying already. Like we haven't even set up the tent. And he's like, I'm being so not helpful. And he's like, just let me set up the tent, and like when it's ready, like just move in when it's ready or whatever. And someone said those spiders are poisonous. Yeah, exactly. Like I never know like how to know what's poisonous and what's not, like period, end of discussion. And yeah, I'm a bougie camper. I'm a glamper. I like to glamp. So literally like we show up and there's spiders everywhere. He sets up the tent, and like it's so hot. It's so hot. Like we didn't bring the right supplies because we were young, and like he kissed me inside the tent, and I remember being like, ew, like I'm like, we're both like sweaty, like get off, because he like kissed me, but he gave me like a big kiss. And like I'm not gonna lie, like to this day I regret like not just YOLOing and just like kissing him instead of being like, oh, I'm sweaty, because now he's not here. And I'm like looking back, like those are the moments that I wish that like I could get back, to be honest. And so like that's why I'm doing these story times, is to kind of like get to relive them and like get to like talk about it, and it kind of lets me relive the situation a little bit, like the fun times. So the tent's set up and it's time for dinner, and I'm like, all right, so we're gonna do hot dogs, right? And he's like, yeah, we're gonna do hot dogs, and then we're gonna do cobbler over the fire. And I was like, okay, so you're gonna make some cobbler over this fire? He's like, yeah. So he brought Sprite, a cast iron skillet, and I think we got vanilla cake mix and or something. Like, you do like cake mix, you pick a soda and you just mix it, and then you put it over the fire, and like it cooks. It's weird, but it cooks. So we did cobbler, we did hot dogs over the fire, and we sat and we both like cheers together, and we had like these little like hibiscus like alcoholic drinks, and like we just, you know, we sat out on the thing for a while, and we were kind of just in the middle of the woods, just away from absolutely everything, and it was just like me and Tyler and the woods. And like, I know these story time, like, mind you, y'all, this series isn't really like easy for me, but like I will break down and like cry. Like, I don't want you guys to be like, oh, don't cry. Like, I'm gonna cry. But honestly, like, I've been really emotional today, but I would just like give anything. Like, I don't even care if there's spiders crawling all over my body. Like, I'd give anything to just be back in the woods with my husband, and it's just me and him. Like, I'm sharing these story times because you just don't know like how beautiful some moments are until something like this happens, and you're just like, okay, wow, like those were the core memories, whatever. So anyways, so I'm gonna be crying during the story time because I just miss Tyler, so I like coming on here and just talking about it. And y'all, if y'all watched the last story time, I was crying too. So we set up the tent and all that, and basically he starts to, you know, make dinner, and he made me some hot dogs and some cobbler, and like he showed me how he did it, and I was like, this is really cool, and I learned something new. And nightfall came, and that's when things took a turn for the worst, because nightfall came. Now I'm gonna put on Kiehl's Ultra Pure High Potency Serum. This is 5% niacinamide. So nightfall comes. Everything's going great, right? Nightfall comes, and literally, like, we're sitting out at the front of the tent, and all of a sudden, this female wolf spider, like, just, like, I'll never forget it. I've never seen one. Never seen one before that. Never saw one again. Apparently, Tyler told me, because he was like, oh my gosh, that's such a rare sighting. Like, I screamed. And I was like, I screamed at the top of my lungs because all of a sudden we're just chilling, and all of a sudden there's this huge spider just on the tent, like right in front of me. I screamed, and like literally Tyler was like, what's wrong? And I was like, and he turns on the flashlight, and like, y'all, the spider was so big, its eyes were shining with the flashlight. Like, you're too big. If I can see your eyeballs, you're too big. Period. End of discussion. And so, like, this man, being the outdoorsman that he was, he he's like looking at it, he's like, wow, that's a female wolf spider. Like, wow, that's a rare sighting or whatever. And then like he just boop, flicks it off the, like, cause it's like a mesh tent, and he just takes his hand and just flicks it, and he just goes boop, and literally it was flying in the air, and I heard it plop down onto the leaves and scurry away like I hate spiders. Like, I literally have such a bad phobia and like get so like when I talk about them. But like, I was freaking out. Like, I was almost done at that point. I wanted to leave. I was like, I can't do this. And he was like, yeah, Lauren said that's foul. Yeah. Yeah, like, I can't. So he just flicks it all nonchalant, and he's just like, oh, bloop, and it plops onto the leaves and scurries away. And I'm just like, I don't know how I'm gonna sleep tonight. Like, it's hot, and we go into the tent and we go to sleep, and like middle of the night I wake up and like I can feel something on my stomach, and like this trip was a disaster, y'all. Like, it was like a disaster, but it was also a core memory. Like, but all of a sudden in the middle of the night, I feel something on my stomach, and basically like I look on my stomach, and like there's ticks. Like I had like 3 ticks on my stomach, and I absolutely lost it. Like, I had a full panic attack. Like, I'm sorry, but I felt violated. I just started bawling. Like, I was just bawling. Like, I woke Tyler up, and I was like, get it off! He was like, he had just woken up, so he was like, what's going on? And I was like, ah, like, pulled up my shirt, and he was like, you gotta stay still so I can pluck him off and get him off right. And I was like freaking out and like squeamish, and he got him off. And yeah, I know, Alexis says that ticks are their worst nightmare. I know. And like, he gets them off, and I said to him after that, I was like, I'm done. I can't do this. Like, I can't do this. I'm not making it till morning. I can't do this. And so my husband, the amazing man that he is and was, he goes, okay. And we go in the middle of the night, and we try to leave, because I'm hysterical, and I'm like, I don't even care if we leave, like, you know, the tent, like sleep in the car. Like, I don't care. I can't do this. Like, I can't do this. I'm at my limit. And he was like, okay. So we go to leave. Like, we go to at least just go to the car, and he shines the flashlight. And Sapling just said something really sweet, kind of off topic, but you're very obviously much happier since your parents moved close to you, and they're very happy for me. Thank you so much. And yeah, that's so true. Like, having my mom here is just, and my stepdad has made such a difference. Like, my mom just comes over. Like, today I was driving back from Sprouts, and I saw her on the road, and I was like, that's my mom. I was like, where's she going? And she was going to my house. And then I came back to my house, and she was here, and she was just like unloading stuff, and she was just in my garden. She just like, yesterday I woke up, and she just came over and was out in the garden. She's just like with the hose spray and everything. She's like, you don't gotta do nothing. I'm just here to garden. Like, I love you, Mom. So anyways, Tyler and I go to leave, and because he was such an angel of a man, and if I was uncomfortable and I said I'm done, he was like, okay, right? So we go to leave. He shines the flashlight into the woods, like to the pathway that we would leave. And I'm telling you, y'all, I'm telling you right now, there was just spider web after spider web. And on each web was a spider. Like everything. Like, there was no passage out. There was literally no way out. Like, every tree had a web. So spiders, like during the day, their webs might get knocked down or whatever, but like we were in the woods. Like this man didn't even pick out a campsite. He had us make our own. So there were spiders everywhere and we couldn't even leave, to the point where we couldn't leave. I was like, so I'm trapped. I'm trapped. Hi, shout out to Very Happy Mondays. Thank you for tuning in. So then I started bursting out into tears and I'm just hysterical. Now I'm gonna put on Kiehl's creamy eye treatment with avocado. Tyler's dealing with me and I'm just hysterical and I'm like, I'm trapped, so we can't leave. What if we can't leave tomorrow when it's time to leave? Like, I'm like just hysterical, right? I don't know how, but he ends up like talking me down enough so that I could like go back into the tent, because obviously there was no leaving, and go back to sleep a little bit, at least till the sun came up. And so we went to the tent, I went back to sleep, wake up the next day, and the next day, we go to cook. No, we step out the tent and we're like, okay, we made it till morning, like, you know, at least me, I'm like, okay. He's having the time of his life. He's like, oh yeah, this is great. I'm like, I'm glad you're having fun. I'm glad you're having fun, babe. Like, you know? And he's like firing up the fire, and he's doing all this stuff in the morning. Come morning, he's doing his thing, whatever he needs to do. You know, he's getting the tent right, making sure everything's tied down and checking everything and doing what he does. And then that's when our second adversary showed themselves, which was this rare like Japanese hornet. Like as if nothing else could go wrong, like nothing more could go wrong. Some like rare, like we had to Google it and like look it up. It was like this rare like hornet. I'm talking like big boy hornet. Like, and it lived in, of course, the tree right where we were staying. So we wake up in the morning and Tyler steps out the tent and literally like the hornet makes itself known and goes after him. And he comes like running back into the tent. And he's like, "Bruh." And I'm like, what's going on? And he's like, I don't know what that is. There's some sort of bee and like hornet thing. And I was like, oh, it's some sort of bee. And I was like, that must be a hornet or something. Cause I'm from Maryland. And I grew up on a farm, so I've seen big hornets. But this was some sort of special one. Like this was some sort of like, cause when we looked it up and we found it, cause we were looking it up, no signal out there, by the way. So we had to look it up after the fact, but like it was some sort of weird, like rare hornet, like that was just like deep in the woods, of course, right? So I come out the tent because of course we got to take everything down. The hornet's already up and it's not going anywhere. And Tyler's trying to like ward it away because he's like, I don't know. I think he tried to smack it with his ball cap or something, and he tried to get it and missed, and then it got mad, and like it was just like, I was like, stop messing with it, just leave it be, you know, like just leave it be and it'll leave us be. Because at least I'm not scared of bees nor hornets, because I grew up on a farm, so if you don't mess with them, typically they're not gonna attack you until you attack them. Like if you smack it, like it's probably gonna come after you. But yeah, not Tyler trying to smack it with a cap, right? Like you're talking, this hornet was a big boy, and this man's taking off his ball cap trying to hit it. I'm like, don't even. So I'm gonna do Drunk Elephant's Bee hydration serum next. So he's trying to get this hornet just away, and I told him, I'm like, it's not going anywhere because it seems like its nest is right there. So we're trying to like make breakfast or something, and the hornet, like we're trying to like be outside the tent to like, you know, pack stuff up so that we can leave. And because I'm done at this point, I'm just like, babe, I can't do this anymore. You know, like if we're not gonna go fishing today, like I'm done. And like, we didn't even know where the water was, so it was a gamble, you know, we'd have to use a map. And you know, Tyler didn't really like to use maps. He liked to use like a compass. And I was like, look, I don't know about all this. This looks like we're gonna get lost in the woods. I can't do this. So like, normally I'd be down for an adventure, but so basically we go, Tyler starts trying to take down the tent. He's trying to like get everything right for me and for us so we can take it back to the car. And this hornet is just like absolutely after both of us. Like, it's going after him, then it's going after me, and I'm like screaming and I'm running, and he's like, stop running, and I'm like, I can't, I'm scared, it's big. Like, we're like, so mind you, by the time we woke up, all the spider webs that were there the night before, they were still there. So Tyler, bless that man's heart, he broke a stick. He either broke a stick or found one on the ground and like broke it. So it was like right, and went through and took down the webs so that, yeah, it was like real life Jumanji. Yeah. So he took a stick and wanded his way through the woods so that there could be a path for us to walk. And we got past the hornet and all that, and neither of us, like, we were both like sweaty, tired. We had a bad night, low key, because of me and the ticks, and it was so bad. And so we ended up like moving everything back to the car, and I was like, you know, can we leave? Like, I can't do this, like, please. And so Tyler was like, you know, of course, babe, you know. And he was I could tell that Tyler was actually a little bit upset, because I could tell that it was something. No, I did not get stung. Neither of us got stung, by the way. Frost was asking that. Nope, neither of us got stung. So yay. But like, I could tell that Tyler really cared about camping, and it brought him genuine joy. And so when you're married to somebody, like, the things that bring them joy, you know, even if you're not really into that fully, you'll try at least, you know. So I tried. And so we ended up going camping after that. That first time, that was a disaster. And we got back into the car and we drove. I think we stopped at McDonald's and then we just drove straight home. And we just were like so tired from all that. Okay, Sarah just said it exactly. So Sarah said, Tyler seems like the type to literally be one of those people who would be happy living off the grid. Yes. That was Tyler. Like, he would be okay living off the grid. He was so happy to move out here to Nevada because there's opportunity to just, you know, live off the grid. And like, he would do that in a heartbeat, period. And so our first camping trip was rocky and somewhat of a disaster. But at the same time, like, I'm sorry, I would go back and do it all over again. End of discussion. But like, we still had a good time. I got some cobbler, some hot dogs. So the last thing I'm going to put on is Truly Beauty Starface Sleep Mask. I just got this at Ulta Beauty the other day on clearance. We love clearance. Always use what's on the lid. I don't waste nothing. So the next time that we did go camping together, we ended up, you know, bringing the fishing rods, and like, you know, we started bringing more stuff with us. Like, we started to upgrade, you know, the stuff that we had. And by the time we went camping for, I think it was Memorial Day. It was like a recent year. And we went camping for Memorial Day, and it was riverfront. I picked out the spot because my husband liked to camp. And so I was like, well, I'm going to make this work, and I'm going to like camping too, because I know I can. And as long as there's not like a million wolf spiders around me and, you know, a gangster hornet that's coming after me, like, look. So basically, like, after we were done camping and we went back home, it was a couple months before we went camping again, because not a couple months, probably a year before we went camping again, because I was like done. And when we went again, we would bring like fishing stuff and I would prepare more. And then like so the last time we went camping, the very last time, I picked out the spot. It was a riverfront, like little lot, and like no one else was there. We got the whole riverfront. There was a little plot. It was just dirt. Love that. No wood. Like we'd have to go in the woods and make our own. Like the plot was right there. And then all we had to do was just set up our tent, and we set up chairs by the river, and we just chilled by the water, and we just we did the same thing. We made cobbler, except that last time we did Coca-Cola, and then I think chocolate cake or chocolate. We did like chocolate cherry. Oh, no. Here's what it is. You're supposed to do soda. You pick a soda. So Sprite, Coke, Dr. Pepper, you know, whatever you want to do. Then you pick a cake mix. And then you pick a pie filling. That's the last thing. A pie filling. So, and that's how you make cobbler while you camp. So you do it over the fire, like in like a little Dutch oven or like a little cast iron or whatever. Something that can close. And basically like the last time we did cherry pie filling with chocolate cake mix and Coca-Cola. Then the time before that, like we've done blueberry pie filling with vanilla cake mix and then like Sprite. Like it was good. I'm not even gonna lie. And the next time that we camped and like all the times after that, we didn't run into the bugs. We didn't run into the spiders. Like none of that. It was the first time we went camping that I was like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, because when you marry somebody, it's for life. So it's like, I was like, I gotta make this work somehow, because this is bad. This is bad. And the ticks and stuff, like I was like a wreck. And I could tell that, you know, Tyler loved to camp. And he loved to fish, and he loved exploring, and I wanted to do that with him, you know? And I love exploring and stuff like that too. I just can't do spiders. Like, that's just the one thing for me. I can't do spiders. So basically that was the story time of me and Tyler going camping for the first time, and how it was a disaster. In terms of the fact that it was like wolf spider breeding season, and all the moms had given birth. So there was babies everywhere and adults and just and the hornet and the sweaty kiss that I regret not kissing my husband. Like, I just regret not kissing him. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I just regret not kissing him. Because, like, now, like, I miss him so much that I'm, like, thinking about these memories, like, you know, I should have kissed him. And I remember thinking that even when he was, like, still here, I was, like, thinking about that trip. And I was like, I should have just, like, kissed him. Like, why did I care that I was, like, sweating and stuff? Like, what? You know? So, Bailey wants to know, how was my day? So, my day was okay. I went to the grocery store, finally. So, that's huge, actually, for me. Because, so story time is over. So, if anyone wants to log off now that the story time is over, I'm just going to answer a couple questions. And then I'm going to get off myself. But I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. This was a, like, lighthearted one. But there's so many stories to tell you guys. So there's going to be a million of these episodes. So, but my day was okay. I went to the grocery store, and I haven't gone since Tyler passed. Like, I'm not even going to lie to you. I haven't physically gone since before he passed. And like, it was hard. It was hard. Like, I might even cry just talking about it, but it was hard. It's hard to see people shopping. It's hard to see things that I would pick up for me and Tyler. It's hard to shop for one when you were shopping for two for so long. And I see stuff that I would want to tell Tyler or show Tyler or just talk to him. Like, I just miss him. I miss him. I miss his presence. I miss everything. Like, every day. Do I have a favorite memory of Tyler? Yes, I will share that with you guys. My favorite memory of Tyler was when we were at the Outer Banks, North Carolina, and we were with my dad and my little sister, and we went to Kitty Hawk Kites, and we got a kite, and we went to the dunes, the sand dunes, and Kitty Hawk is where they flew the first plane. So it's like awesome for kites, and like the wind is awesome. And so we went to Kitty Hawk Kites, and Tyler picked out this really cute seagull kite that my little sister still has. Sorry, y'all. I miss him. But he picked out this kite that my little sister still has. It's a seagull. And we took it up to the dunes. And I remember watching him, like Tyler, teach Bella how to fly a kite for the first time. And they were up on the dunes together, and he was teaching her, and he was like doing the little thing, and I was watching them, and I just remember watching them, and like I almost wanted to cry in the moment, because I was just like, I love him so much. Like, it was one of those moments where I looked at him and I was like, I love you so much. Like, he's so perfect. And he taught my little sister how to do the kites, and ever since then, like, she still has that kite. She still uses it, and, you know, she loves to fly kites on the beach, so it was like our thing, but Tyler was the one who taught her, and I think that probably my most, like, literally one of my most cherished memories with him was just seeing that, like, and I literally got a video of it. Like, I don't care what anyone says about, like, I have a different view on social media and, like, taking videos and having your phone out, right? Because I'm filming all the time. And, I have a video of that moment, and I just want to say to y'all who, like, maybe think twice about filming things, or, like, you know, if you feel like something's happening, it's a core memory, take out your phone and take a video. Take out your phone and take a picture. Like, take a picture. Because if I didn't have that video, all I'd have is the memory in my brain. Like, I can watch that moment again and again. Like, because I took out my phone and I just hit record. And, like, I have that video. So it's just, like, so beautiful. Like, if you know, and that's my advice to you guys. Like, just take out your phone. Take a video. Like, there's a stigma sometimes about, you know, having your phone out or not, but it's like, if you know when the memories are happening. And I guess my advice to you as someone who lost, my advice to y'all as a 24-year-old widow who lost their husband just out of the freaking blue, is take pictures, take video, like, take as many pictures and video as you want. Because, like, if I sat here and I didn't, I just have what's in my brain. Think about what they did way back when, you know? They'd take pictures on camera and print them out and and they'd be framed all over the house, and people would keep them forever of memories. So I don't see what's wrong in taking out your phone, you know? So, another question I'll answer is I'll answer all. How does it feel in the house? The energy feels good. It feels like I feel closest to Tyler here. And Grape is here, and like the energy feels good. It just feels incomplete because it is. Like, it just feels incomplete. That's it. It just simply feels incomplete. But what I didn't want is to just be like, and sell this beautiful home that we bought together. Like, nah. So that was on me. And let's see. I'll answer another question. One more question, because I'm out here crying. We did it. I already did my skincare. And it's like, these skincare and story times be like, skincare and then let me cry it off afterwards. So Sarah asks, how do you cope with the pain and the panic that comes with losing someone so special to you? How do I cope with the pain and the panic? So every morning when I wake up, I wake up and my heart's like pounding like a million miles an hour. And I wake up delusional. And I'm like, I have a state of delusion where I'm like, where am I? Is Tyler next to me? Sometimes I dream about him. So I wake up disoriented and I forget or not, and I'm like, so how do I deal with that panic? When you first wake up and you're like, in the morning. What I have been doing is I wake up, I might bust into tears the second my eyes open, but I let my body do what it needs to do. So if my body is freaking out and my body needs to throw up or it needs to purge or it needs to do what it needs to do, I let my body do what it needs to do first. Then I go take myself out to the living room and I open up the blinds and I ground myself by going outside. So I go outside into my garden. I know this isn't like, not everybody has a garden or whatever, but going outside for me. I walk outside with Pumpkin and I let the fresh air like hit my face. Like, I have to ground myself and get that fresh air and like be like, okay, here's where I am, to try to stop that panic. And then I don't go straight to coffee because it's really like, it can trigger anxiety. Like, the caffeine can trigger anxiety. So I don't go straight to coffee. I mainly go straight to, like, if I wake up in a panic, I walk outside and I ground myself outside. And I look at the birds, because y'all know I love my birds. I look at the birds and I look at the pigeons, and I have one that comes every day named Brownie, and I love Brownie. And I know it's Brownie because he's brown, so I can tell him apart. But like the birds, and I just try to meditate. I just try to take a deep breath and just be like, okay, this is where I am. I made another day. I'm here, And then throughout the day, what I try to do is see how I'm feeling. Check in with myself in the morning. How am I feeling today? Like, what's my energy level at today? What do I feel like I'm capable of doing today? What do I feel like I'm not capable of doing today? And I go from there. And so, like, today I was like, all right, I feel capable of doing post office, P.O. box. I'm going to go to the grocery store, run errands. I can clean up the house, do gardening stuff, etc. Go live, do my story time, and put away the groceries, but also clean out the fridge and the freezer because I didn't want to, because it's food that Tyler and I bought together. So I open the freezer and it's like food that we bought together. So what does that make me want to do? Just close the freezer and not eat, because I don't like. So my bestie, love her to death, she came, we put food into bags, recycled everything, and then we went to Sprouts and I got groceries at Sprouts to like redo fridge and the pantry, so I can actually have food in the house. But basically, like, I just try to establish a routine, and the panic comes in waves. So when it comes, like in the grocery store, I almost had a panic attack where I started thinking, like, I just started thinking about Tyler. I saw, like, the sandwich place, and I thought, like, everything is like, I just didn't realize that, like, everything would be so triggering. Like, everything from meals that I've bought in the past for us to just seeing the people walking around with their carts, you know? And I just wish that, like, if anything, it's put into perspective for me that you literally do not know what someone else is going through. Because the people who just see me in the store, they have no idea. They have absolutely no idea. And if anything, this has taught me that I'm always going to think twice before I say anything to anybody. Because you never know. Because the people who see me out and about, they don't know, you know? And so, anyways, I went to the grocery store, and it was hard because there was a lot of this stuff that Tyler and I would buy together. And just everything reminds me of him. Everything. So, but I like talking about him. It's healing to talk about him, and I love sharing these stories with you guys. And I love that you guys listen to me and that you actually want to hear these stories, because I have a lot of them. But I also love that you guys ask me how I'm doing and, you know, like, what's going on with me, because it's a daily, just a day-by-day thing. Literally just picking myself up off the pavement day by day. Just day by day. That's it. I can't go any farther than that. Like, just day by day right now. So I love you guys so much. And literally thank you for all the positivity. And I love that I can share my story so that other people can hear it and hear the memories, but also hear, you know, the parts where I'm talking about how I cope and what's going on with me, so that it can help somebody else. And am I originally from Vegas? No, I'm not. I'm from Maryland, so Maryland people sound off. And I love you guys so much, and I will be back on live probably in a couple of days. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. I'll be back on live soon, and we'll do another story time. But I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you guys soon. So bye. Everybody have an amazing night and stay safe. Drive safe. Tell the people you love that you love them. Give them a big hug and give them a kiss. And everybody say a prayer for Tyler. And yeah, say a prayer for my baby, please. So thank you guys. And I love you guys. Good night. Bye, everybody.